Hey, what's going on? I am Captain Zap. Welcome to the show. Let's play Valheim. So there was a big update today when I got on. I think it was the new, what do you call it? What is it called? Called to Arms or whatever the newest update is, the dope one that introduces all that new shit. So we're going to be looking at a little bit of, no, we're not. Let's finish this build. We can get into that maybe a little bit later in the week, maybe during the weekend. That might be a better time. That'll give you guys a little bit of time to actually take a look at it and play with it yourself. And then you can give me tips and tricks and shit. I think that's the best way to go about this. I don't want to spoil shit for you guys. So I think we're going to keep going with the build. I did a bunch of stuff did unlock in like the build menu. Maybe. I think just this target maybe. But there's like a bunch of stuff that you can craft too. I haven't made any of it. I haven't looked at any of it. But we'll probably get into that this weekend. So anyway, the build. Let's get on to this. In the last episode, I was kind of struggling between this for like a rice paper wall kind of thing, or this super thick, super fat boy over here. I was up pretty late last night. I guess this would be this will come out on Wednesday. So I was up pretty late on Monday night trying to figure out what I was going to do. And I remembered the most obvious fucking thing in the world, dude. You can use the signs, dude. They're super thin. You can just put a bunch of these signs down and put the color on them as white, right? So I did that. And what I was finding is that the color, you could put the sign down, and as long as there was something behind it, like wood or something, it would show as white. If that makes any sense at all. We'll talk about it a little bit more here in a second. But if there was nothing behind it, it made like this weird X-ray effect on everything behind the sign. If it was spilling out, like if the text was flowing over and it was white, it would create like this weird X-ray effect. That is not the case anymore. I think they updated the whatever it was on the signs with this last update. So everything is perfect. It's all good colors. So what we're gonna do is a kind of roundabout way of talking about this. The way we're gonna do it is we're gonna use Notepad, Microsoft Notepad, to give us some stuff. Some information. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab that so you can see what I've been doing. And put that on screen right here. Okay. So, we're changing the color, first of all, to white. This F0 is like an off-white kind of color. It's not super bright white, which I like. We're going to change the size of the text to 50. And then we're going to do something called V offset, which moves the text up or down. So you can do positive goes up and negative goes down. And then for the text, we're going to use this square emoji thing. And the way you find that, if you're unfamiliar, is you just hit the Windows key while you're in Microsoft Note. Hit the Windows key and period. You can bring up all this crap. And I struggled a little bit to find a good square. You can just type square in here. And most of these are trash. I didn't have any luck with any of these. They just give you like the border of a square, or it'll be like a hatch mark or something. So what I did is I just went into here and I grabbed all the squares that I could find in this little punctuation and shapes and stuff, and you find some more squares in here every once in a while. let's see if we can get, yeah, see there's a couple down here. There's like some rectangles, some squares and stuff. And some of these will be filled in. You just got to kind of figure it out. I don't remember which ones are which. It was probably one of these ones down here that was filled in. And you just click on it and it pastes it right here. So we can do that again. Just grab a square, bam. And I just put the square right there. Done. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna copy this. This is V offset 50. Copy, go back into our game, and we'll paste it right into here. Now what this is gonna do is give us a big white sheet that you cannot see through. Pretty amazing. And it's offset from the top, so we can put the sign down below where we want the rice paper effect. And like either under the floor, or you can do the Z offset can be -50 and it will go down below the sign. And I think this is going to work out pretty well. I've already started using it, and I figured out, so it is kind of separated from the sign a little bit. If you can, let's take a closer look at this. You can kind of, oh, come on, dude. You can kind of see that it's a little bit separated from the sign. It kind of sticks out a little bit. So we have to account for that offset and the offset of the sign. So what we're going to do is we're going to put down a couple of these wood beam 1 meters. And then we're going to free place dead center on this 1 meter. Just poking out a little bit from the floor. You can see that. It's just barely sticking out from the edge of the floor. And we'll do that on each side. Make sure it's split in half and sticking out from the floor a little bit. Maybe a little bit more than that. That should be good. And we're going to take our sign. We're going to face it away from us. Where the fuck is it facing? Yeah, so we're going to face it away from us. And we're going to try to center it on this here 1 meter beam or pole. And we're going to put it just barely in line with the floor. Or below the floor. It really doesn't matter. Not too much. Put it kind of like right there. We can get rid of these. Get rid of that. A little distracting. And here we can put our new squares. And that's kind of close. It's not perfect, but I guess it really doesn't fucking matter. And then we can start to build out our rice paper walls. Just like this. We can repair our floor. Actually, I kind of want to get rid of these 1 meter poles. Sometimes they stick through the floor. You can kind of see them. But this is it. This is what we're working with now. I think it looks pretty good. So we can do something like this. Something like that. So here we have like the standard kind of look, which I like a little bit. I wish that there were smaller beams that we could choose from. Or you can choose to put in like some sort of decorative stuff. And depending on if you got the sign in the right placement, it'll look good, or you'll have some bleed through. Some of the textures or some of the shapes on the decorative wall pieces won't be totally great. Like up here, you see there's a little bit of gap there and some gap down there. But I think that looks okay. Not too bad on that one. And then we can do something like that. That looks pretty cool. And then finally, I think the coolest one, we could put down a little spacer here. Maybe we want it kind of like a little bit lower. Maybe like that. And then we can free place this here guy. Yeah. That looks really cool. I'm into that. So this is the new hotness. And then we can go too high with this as well. And the way that I do it is I set up this middle pole here. Middle pole. And then I get on up here. Then we could place down our sign facing, it doesn't matter, it can be facing towards us. But we have to leave enough space. We have to put it dead center on this pole, and we have to leave enough space for the actual image to be offset. Because it kind of pokes out, it juts out a little bit. A little less than that. I'll get better at this. I'll get faster at this. Just got to figure out where it is. Come on, man. Let's just try that. Put one there. One there. And then we'll bring up our notepad again and we'll do our -50 V offset. I don't know what I'm doing. And then we'll paste that bad boy in there. And in there. And there you go. Now we got some pretty interesting looking rice paper walls, I guess. And then you can hide that crap up top with a ceiling or something. There we got it. That's it. This is what we're going to be doing. And I'll alter between using this regular cross style and some of these decorative pieces. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think this is a much better solution than these other ones. And I didn't even have to go to any mods or anything. So let's take a look inside at what we got going on here. I have decided to replace all these doors also with these wooden gates, which I think look a little bit more traditional and cool and fun. So here we have our first wall. Pretty standard. Pretty plain, but I kind of like it. And then I have included some of these like wooden shutters to air the place out a little bit. You got your wooden gate. There's some more shutters up top. Right in there. I think that's pretty cool. A lot of stinky fellows going to be coming in here. And ladies. Yeah, and then this is going to be all ceiling, so we don't have to worry about what's going on up there at all. This will all be closed in. Yeah, this is it's my, it's my solution. I think it looks pretty cool. And it's I think one of the only issues that I have with it is that it, no matter what, if there's light like this right now, the sun is setting, So there's kind of some ambient light that's getting caught in here. I don't think it has anything to do with this. Nah. It's just bright for no reason. I don't know. But I think that's my only issue with it. But other than that, I'm just going to keep finding more and more reasons to complain. So I think this is the way that we're going to go anyway. I have tried some other ideas as well. You can use pretty much any emoji in here, in this sign. So I did try some other stuff. Like this one. This is like a wave. I was gonna do like some pictures maybe, but you don't maintain all the color value from the emoji for one. It can only be one color, I think. And most emojis, if not all of them, are kind of like cartoony looking. So I'm not super interested in that. It doesn't really go with our aesthetics here. So I don't think we're gonna do any emojis, but you can do it if you want. If that's something that you're interested in. Very cool. Yeah, I had a good time figuring this out. And I definitely watched a YouTube video or two, and I'll try to remember which ones they were and give them credit. But for the most part, I just kind of remembered this, and I was like, oh yeah. So I went and looked it up. Yeah, so I'm going to get to this. I will continue to do, I think I'm just going to do all of them. All of the interior walls for now. And then I'll bring you back when we're done. Another thing is we're gonna be doing more of this, more of these torches. So it's gonna take me a while. I don't know if we're gonna do, you know, this three wall tiles per room here. I think maybe we'll just do one window, and then we'll do something else here. I've been trying to figure out like creative ways to like, you know, not overdo it with the wood interior, but I can't figure out how to do it. It's just going to be a lot of wood, and it's starting to look a bit I don't know, like full and not great. So I think I'm going to figure out what's going on here and how to fix it. Maybe some contrasting trims or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to get to it, and I'll see you in a little bit. That took an enormous amount of time. Enormous, dude. My God. But I think we're pretty much done with the interior walls. Let's take a look. Let me put on my little headlamp. So here we got a couple different options. I'm not going to stick with this in particular. But I basically built out every wall in this basic pattern. And then we can just go ahead and we can destroy this inner shit and just plop in, you know, like a decorative piece or whatever. But for now, I'm going to leave them like this until I kind of settle on something. I have been working on the floor. I'm working my way around the building with the floor. I've been adding some little bit of trim flavor here and there. So I'm gonna keep doing that and just kind of getting rid of some of this gross shit. So I don't know why the ashwood pieces are particularly straight, and they don't have much variance in the way that you put them down. They're fairly straight, but there are no wood pieces that are like that. They're all wavy and shitty. And I know that there's the new floor pieces, right? There is this new floor piece, but I'm not a huge fan of the way that they interact. They still just look like squares. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a way to do this to make it look pretty, but I just want straight boards for this build. So we're not going to use those. We're just going to go with this flooring here. I've also done the ceiling. It should be fully done in the whole place. Yep. So the whole ceiling is done. That's nice. All the rooms are done. They're all rice paper. I just, like I said, I got to figure out where the decorations are going to go. In order to make this look a little bit nicer. Oh, whoops. Let's go ahead and close that up. So in order to make this look a little bit nicer, at the meeting point for all of these roof, I've just put this 45-degree beam in here, this laminated beam. And I'm gonna do more of these beam, like some better looking beams too. I haven't decided where they're gonna go though. So that's all done, all the way through, and we just got to worry about the floor now. Not too bad, not too bad. The outside is getting done, or this entranceway is pretty close to done too. Again, I got to figure out what's going on with these columns here, but we'll figure that out. The outside's pretty close to done. I got the roof all figured out. The overhang's pretty done. Maybe just a couple points here and there that need to be, fixed up, but otherwise, I think it's coming along pretty good, pretty spiffy. Yeah, let me know what you think about the rice paper walls and about the build in general. You think it's a cool build, cool idea? I need to take a thumbnail. I don't know where it's gonna be though. Yeah, I'm very happy with this. This is it's turning out to be a lot better than I thought. It's also taking me a lot longer than I thought it would. So, but it is what it is. I am liking it. I think all that's left to do now is finish up with the floors and all the trim pieces that need to be, fixed up. I'll do some of that and then start decorating. This might end up being a short one, but the next video is going to be the finished product. We'll do a little bit of tour. We'll do a little bit of a tour, I think. That'll be fun. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to get to doing that. And I will check you in the next one, I guess. Don't forget to leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. All that fun stuff. Share it with your friends. I had a great time. Hope you did too. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.